Hi guys, happy Monday, and wait, is it Monday? I am so confused with my days because of these holiday weekends. It's stupid. Happy Monday. Yeah, woke up again screaming freaking Charlie horse again, but in the left calf this time. So yeah, it's gone. It's nothing big, but happy 8th day of Yule, and it is self-reliance. That is the virtue for today. So that kind of takes me to the story. Really, honestly, like, for my whole path, I mean, I've had teachers, I've had people to teach me and to help me and to, kind of guide me along the path of traditional craft, and most of those people were from books, though. So I've had to, literally weave that into a working system for myself, considering that, it's regional, and then, blah, 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 I'm in the United States, not in Cornwall, so I can't think that I'm in Cornwall when I'm in the United States, so I have to take, in consideration local folklore, all of that, local deities, and that would be the Potawatomi Indians. I mean, that's the biggest tribe of Indians, so that, their folklore would be, going into my practice to bring alive, to enflesh the literal wheel of the year of, the craft, the old craft, traditional craft. But it also takes me to self-reliance. So that's just relying on yourself, knowing that you're strong, knowing, you can search and find these answers that you want and need in life. It's just not just spirituality, and it's not just religion, but it does take me to the story of Lilith. So have you guys ever read the Bible? Anybody? I've read that stupid thing 3 times. I would not recommend it. It is a bestseller, but I would not recommend it because it is so full of violence, gore, incest. It's disgusting. That book is the sickest book on the planet. It's full of lies, but, so here's the thing. I like this. I like that the interpreter, so when the story of Genesis, the creation of, God created, blah, blah, blah. So in the story of Genesis, there's 2 creation myths. God created man and woman by dust first. So who was the other woman? We kind of get, in my blog this morning on, the Genesis story, and Lilith being the first wife of Adam, and, not wanting to be subservient to, a chauvinistic male and she was exiled from the garden. But then there's the other one, the other creation story, where God creates man out of clay, Adam, and then he creates Eve from his rib. So Eve is literally a servant of Adam. Now, Lilith and Eve somehow met when Lilith was exiled, and they shared stories, and they evidently became best friends. In some Jewish text, the Zohar, the Jewish text. So I'm just taking bits and pieces of what I have actually found. But it is really interesting how Lilith, Eve too, if she was exiled from the garden, the false god told them all these lies, but who was this, what tempted Eve? Was it Lilith? I don't think it was Lilith, but there's a little bit of controversy around that, so I don't know. We don't know. The Bible has been written and interpreted in so many different languages, we don't know the truth. So, I can't find the video right now for you guys. I wish I could. I really want to, because I love this guy. He did some amazing... It's on my blog. Just check out my blog. WordPress.com or ryanoccultspecialist.com.wordpress. It's in the link below. It's the 4th page. So, that video was amazing. It really kind of opened my eyes up, and I've been drawn to Lilith here lately. Not because of Sabrina, not because of, popular culture, but just Lilith, being self-reliant and not having to, she didn't need, a man. She didn't need anybody but herself. So she went off by herself. And this, when Eve and Lilith, met and told their stories at the garden, this really, really frightened supposed God and supposed Adam. So I just thought that was really interesting stuff to, just kind of, think about. And then while I go through these virtues of the 12 days of Yule, they're actually really good virtues to instill within yourself. So I just kind of, connected it with the story of, Eve and Lilith and Adam. Adam and Lilith and Eve. So it's all making sense now why I've been so drawn to Lilith, her mythology and her story and what had happened and where is she in the Bible and why are there two creation stories in the Bible. They're just trying to piece together, a very uneducated author was trying to piece together, two stories to make it kind of, go with each other, and, it didn't, obviously, because it makes no sense. None of the Bible makes sense, so it's just a bunch of bullshit. But that's just my opinion, so. And yeah, scripture, no. It's all bullshit. Total bullshit. So, but I love the story of Lilith and her, rebellion against God. And then her meeting Samael, which we don't know if she met Lucifer or did she meet Samael. Are these one and the same beings? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's one name for, or a bunch of different names for one entity. But yeah, I think it was pretty amazing. Her rebellion against God. She wanted to be on her own. She wanted to be self-reliant. So there we go. And speaking of being on your own and self-reliant, today is the Hermit card. And this is very, very interesting. Very beautiful card. So I love this. I love that we're journeying. We're going on a journey, and this card just takes you. I mean, it pulls you in. You will be pulled into this card, and it's incredible. So, I don't know if you guys can see it too well. Very beautiful. So, Rachel, you are just amazing. You have done amazing. And I get so much from that card. So let's see what she's got to say today. Alright. Now, keep in mind the virtue of the day. Self-reliant. And then keep in mind with the Hermit card, with Lilith and with Eve, and not being subservient. She didn't want to lay under a man. She wanted to lay beside him. She didn't want to be on, bottom. She wanted to be equal. So that's where it gets into feminism and everything, which, I'm 100% supportive of. Alright, but yeah, that's a whole different topic, and I will not go into that right now. I don't want to be depressed for 2 years, because I was literally depressed for about a year after reading the Bible. It was so gruesome. Alright, now at high vibe for the Hermit. Introspection, solitude, patience, concealment, wisdom, a spiritual guest, guidance, a mentor, withdrawal, growth, midlife passage. Now, if you draw it in a low vibe, isolation, loneliness, stubbornness, narrow-mindedness, impatience, spiritual crisis, midlife crisis. God, that's coming. Now, okay, so the Hermit, also known as the Crone, represents the Fool matured. So this is the journey of the Fool all the way into the Hermit right now. So now the Fool's journey has a very specific focus. It's soul-searching quest for wisdom. So, and you do that, you are self-reliant when you do that. So this card is all about you, not in a selfish fashion, but rather a self-nourishing sojourn. So, it's not selfishness. It's taking the time out to make sure number one is okay. On this card, a shrouded figure appears to be sitting out on or returning from the tiresome journey. Which way to go? Which path leads to self-enlightenment and which leads us down a rabbit hole? It can be a dark dive into our subconscious, wild unknown, but the Hermit's lantern provides safe passage as you walk through some deep truths and exercise deeper fears. So, if you pull the Hermit card, the universe is telling you to take a break from distractions, be they people, places, or things. You've reached a seminal time for personal development. This is not bad. This is not a bad card per se, but isolation can be a bit sobering. Though at times it's necessary for growth, and yes, it totally is. So, you may not need to be literally alone, but should be cognizant of when you need time for yourself. People with issues of codependency can receive this card if they're becoming too focused on others. Addicts may also receive this card. It's the dawn of awareness. Change needs to happen. So sometimes the Hermit can represent an enlightened person with information or someone alone, disinterested in their contemporaries. More often, the Hermit signifies a shifting worldview that changes your perceptions and desires. So coming to terms with your shadow self is possible with the energy of the Hermit. So self-reliance. So if you're bummed to see this card, give a think on what feeds your soul. We put off a lot of stuff we'd like to do because nobody else is interested, which is very true. After some time, we forget the things that turned us on. Reintroduce yourself to it. Now, in relationship dynamics, the Hermit doesn't always mean a breakup, but you may need to take time alone or set some new boundaries. This can cause issues in personal relationships if not handled with care. Time spent in reflection will enable you to more effectively communicate your needs. Self-sabotaging behavior can be released, allowing better understanding of your love language. I like this. Now, some people are tired by being by themselves. Really? I'm not. I'm never tired of being by myself. And some people feel they don't exist if there isn't someone to witness their being. Oh gosh. I love being by myself. It's amazing. Depending on where you're at, the Hermit can be an unwelcome card to those wishing to couple, but can give you insight into relationship dynamics. But this isn't, indicative. I can't talk again, you guys. Of perpetual singledom, but rather an opportunity to connect with your higher self and become the best version of yourself. So in professional life, you may be working solo on a project and have to set your own deadlines or goals. Yes, that's the beauty of working for yourself. So whether the work is physical or spiritual, this card suggests a deepening process that requires all your attention. Trust that you'll have the drive to see it to fruition. It's important to create space your vision can grow. So literally what I've been doing throughout the whole 12 days of Yule, before the summer solstice, or the winter solstice, sorry, the solstice, I big time cleaning, making new friends, friends that are falling away, just all the, negative that's falling away, and all the good that's actually coming in. It's being ushered in, and I'm welcoming it. So it's time for that kind of change, and I can totally see that Hermit card in myself, and that's actually the card for the Virgos. So hi, my Virgos, I love you guys. Now, if pulled in a low vibe, the Hermit is a reminder to take a journey within, but don't get lost in your own reflection or pulled off path by glimmering lights in the distance. Gosh, yeah, that's hard for people with ADD or ADHD. Where'd I go? Okay, overwhelming feelings of isolation, depression, or anxiety can have you lost in a world of your own making. Give a think on what feeds your soul and turns you on. Let your intuition guide you. This is self-nourishing sojourn. So enjoy the peace and solitude. So it's not selfish at all. Alright, now we have a little excerpt by Rachel. Now, she says, my initial reaction to the Hermit card, which I personally refer to as the crone. I do like that. I like that. An aspect of Hekate. Hekate, Lilith, and Eve all have things in common, too. Now, alright. Okay, was peak 1970s Disney. Toothless, chin hair sprouting, sexless hags, eager to suck the youth out of you. The 70s were a time of unrest where women's liberation was being discussed. Non-subservient female archetypes angered the patriarchy. Who would that be? Non-subservient, self-reliant, Lilith. Alright, so now she says, in my grandmother's day, crones were hormone imbalancing their way into electric shock treatment. Wow. Now these often misdiagnosed independent women are being zapped of their energy by over-prescription of pharmaceuticals. Yep. It's not quite as horrifying as being burnt at the stake, but either way, the personal power of independent women is diluted. but it's not. It's coming back, but there's still a long ways to go. So, she says, I've always been a fiercely independent person. This is weird. This is really odd that it's going along with the 12 days of Yule and the virtues. So, she says, if I ever marry, I could see myself living happily in the house next door to my husband. I would too. Buy 2 houses, label one his and his. I could totally do that. Eartha Kitt. Rachel, have you ever, I know you know who Eartha Kitt is. I know you do. Alright, but I've always dreaded the thought of spending the rest of my life alone. It doesn't help my identity crisis that for most of my career I played much younger than my chronological years. You don't age. You have the secret of the fountain of youth. My age was a closely guarded secret for decades. I was pushing 30 when I played a high schooler in the craft. Really? You're in your teens. Maybe 20, if that. Wow. You don't age. And I'd started to convince myself that maybe I actually was 10 plus years younger. I think that helps, with that mindset, it totally helps the aging process slow down. When hanging out with castmates, most of whom were a decade younger, was Firuza that much younger than you? This required a certain amount of creativity in telling my life stories. I still wonder, how much younger was Firuza? So if someone asked what television shows I watched as a kid, I'd tell them I didn't have a TV growing up. Yeah, we had 3 channels. Maybe 4 at times, like Saturday night. A 4th channel would come in, kind of fuzzy. And we all know what that channel was. You guys can't lie. For a while, I was dating a director boy, a nice enough guy. But it just wasn't working out. 2 days after I broke up with him, IBMD, which he spent a lot of time on, changed my listed age to my real age. Let's sigh. That's ridiculous. BET started blasting my age everywhere. Even I was shocked at the number. Could I really be that old? You're not old. Were warts due to grow on my chin at any given moment? Oh, you poor thing. I completely understand. I thought about confronting spurned director boy and sending him a bill for all the lost wages. I would have. I was sure to suffer, but I realized that this was the man who, rather than accept my sexual rejection and move on, had gone out of his way to sabotage my livelihood. I would have definitely taken him on. So, now, whining to him about it only gave him satisfaction and a sense of power over me, asshole. I did make a call to IBMD to see if I could get my age taken down, to which the guy I got on the phone smugly responded, "We're in the business of facts, so it's a fact." Obviously, I wasn't the first actor or actress to call and voice the same opinion or concern. I considered doctoring up a fake birth certificate like many of my peers had. Ooh, I need these secrets. I really do. But I thought of an actress pal who lowered her age so far that she rarely booked anything anywhere. Oh. Okay. A director friend who read her recently said, "We wondered if she was ill. She looks so much more tired than you'd think a 35-year-old woman should." Ooh. Okay, gotcha. The jig was up. My deep undercover assignment torture of moonlighting as someone much younger was at an end. On another level, huzzah! I felt a sense of slight relief to not have to keep so many timeline stories straight. That would be difficult. I just am turning 21 again. It works. It works for a while. I decided not to worry about IBMD. Maybe I'd show women that aging is not something to be feared. Occasionally, I question the wisdom of this decision, having lived through the dramatic impact it had on my career. After my sitcom ended, I went from playing a character in her 30s to reading for grandmothers overnight. That is the sweetest thing in this world. That is so sweet. I love that. As an actor's friend I hadn't heard from for a while rang one day. "Oh, you must feel terrible. It's so awful that your age is out there," she said in a low tone. "I'd die if it were me. Everyone's talking about my age. You're brave. Gosh, this must be so hard for you, huh?" I hung up and put this actress friend on my good to know you're a frenemy list. That would piss me off. That's not right. Now I get a fair amount of online attention for looking younger than my chronological age. Yes, you do. I see it. While it is lovely to have strangers to say nice things, it's also bizarre to receive compliments solely for not going full-tit old lady crone. I love you. I do. Yet, plenty of people look young, but I think with me, is that I'm still incredibly immature and dress like a college sophomore. I love your style. Don't ever change. I'd never really thought about whether I looked young or old per se. I always attributed it to having a round face and curly hair, but I think it's an energy people respond to. Yep. You have just some kind of just loving, amazing energy that you just radiate. You radiate so much love. Alright, now that I'm older and the commodity of youth is no longer at my disposal, I am feeling you in that area. My identity and value as a woman have needed to shift. That doesn't crush me as much as it has some of my actress counterparts. But I'd never been known as a great beauty. Why? Are you what? I think you are. I was the quirky friend. Some of my peers, on the other hand, went nuts. You've seen them. Skin too shiny, freshly juvedermed plump, not looking younger but without a wrinkle in sight, and worrisome look in their eyes. Okay, so premenopause and full-on menopause are a draggy time for some, like me, she says. With very real mood swings and hormone imbalances, crone energy can be an unwelcome mental burden on top of that. They're a patient teacher one second and a tough bitch the next. But on my way to becoming the crone, I can't help but push back against the societal image of sexless old lady. And instead, do as the British say, keep calm and focus on the Helen Mirren of it all. I love that. What is that the British say? The lips, the teeth, and the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Did you ever do that exercise? I tried. So you can be sexy and awesome at any age. The crone might signify a time alone, but it's almost never a harbinger of your future. More a chance to refocus your energy. Going inward doesn't always mean being alone. I quite enjoy my own company, and I find it prepares me for my best company of others. That is amazing. That is really amazing. So, now again, we have the archetypal crone image, the goddess image. So it's just it's so cool to see this just all coming together, and it all goes together with Lilith, and it goes together with the virtue of today of self, reliance and being self-reliant and independent, and I just think it's a really good thing. And I think these virtues, if you guys are following these virtues, and I'm daily I'm writing about these virtues and how they're impacting me, how they make me feel on every level of my being. And then I'm journaling all of this. And you guys can get these really nice little journals. They're black journals, sketchbooks at the dollar store for like $4, $3. It's like the grimoires and things that you buy online with the nice, really thick paper. So it's really good paper. But yeah, I've been journaling every day. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 more days. And then that ushers in the new year. And then we have the full moon tomorrow. So we could actually really honor, Lilith tomorrow. Hekate, Lilith, we have so many connections between them. Hekate, Eve, Lilith. There are connections. I'm very excited about this, so. But yes, so. Alright. Let's do a little bit of coffee talk and see what's up. But yeah, I just think it's really, really amazing how synchronistic these cards are for the 12 days of Yule. But it is crazy. I didn't ever realize when I did read the Bible that there are 2 creation stories. Was that an oops that somebody did? I don't know, but it's really, really hard to take that thing seriously, to take that book serious. It really is. It's just too much. It's too much doom and gloom and negativity. So it's just it's ridiculous, ridiculously, unnecessarily negative in nature. Alright. Well, there's more about Lilith popping up on my stuff there. And the crone. And Hekate, the crone. So it's just pretty much amazing. I mean, very amazing. I'm very delighted in what I have found in my studies and research as of thus far. So it's not over yet, but I do feel it'll be really good to you know think about and ponder and contemplate these virtues, and then move into the new year. It really helps to get rid of the old and bring in the new you, a just totally different perspective, new knowledge. It's going to be a great 2021. Let's just all take it slow at first. All take it slow. Gustavo, hi my brother. I love it. Candles are going to be going. Tomorrow is when I honor La Santísima Muerte, so. Alright, shout out Careless, Tina J, hello, Cindy Miller, Star Lilith Spirit Board Practitioner, be careful with Lilith. Kim Lehman, hi my love. Ava, Wicca, The Partial Sun, Isaac Bynum, ouch. Michelle Lahorn, Diane Hannon, hi love. Hi you guys. Hi Jay Phoenix, my bro. Who else? Smoky Shake, Acosta Studio. Hi my Skyly Sullivan. Hello. If you guys ever wonder why I don't make the emojis back, it's because I'm on my laptop, and my laptop doesn't let me do emojis unless I copy and paste your guys' heart, which is I do at times. And I think that's it for... Oh, a few more comments are loading. I will... Yeah, Cole McLaren, hello, how are you? Who else? Burns the Dragon TV, Lisa Oaks, Miss Risky, Miss Tristan Risky, I love you. I love what you've been doing. I love all of your beautiful little things that you've been doing. LJ, hola. Robert O'Donnell, hello. Ashley Lynn, hi love. The Witch is in, hello. Melvin Barrios, Alice in Chains, Victoria Hades, S. Sun, hi guys. Careless, hello. Teresa Walker, hi. Tango Mango, hello. Alright guys. So, what do we think about this? What do we think about the whole Lilith idea? Yay, it's snowing, I love it. What do we think about the Lilith idea and, the connection with Eve and Lilith meeting up and being exiled from the garden? I don't, I can't understand it because it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Two creation stories, it doesn't make sense at all. So something is off. And yeah, but I mean, in my blog, it's page 5. Today is the virtue of today. Yeah, you'll find that, the link to the video of the guy that he's amazing. He is, incredibly amazing. Let me see if I can find him one more time. And Auntie Hilda, I am so glad that you love my egg, and I love that you're obsessed with the idea of a haunted egg now. I thought that was so awesome. I was just, yeah, so I found everything. I found everything on the egg from the Witch's estate. And did you see that price tag on it? I didn't pay for it. It was a gift from a friend. Okay, so, Grim Wire. Working with Lilith, the full history and personality of the dark goddess of passion and witch. And then that is, yes, Grimwire. Grim, G-R-I-M, Wire, W-I-R-E. And then we have one, The Untold Truth of Lilith by Grunge. Lilith and Myth and History, Milwaukee Atheists. And that is where the first one, something wire, whatever I just said. That was the one that really, really caught my attention. And I was like, oh, I feel that warmth in my belly. I feel something in the night. And I have been. It's been her. It's been her energy. It's an archetypal energy. So, a very interesting one too. But alright guys, I love you all with all my heart. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So all my love, all the way from Venus and all the way back down. And I can't wait for this new year. I can't wait for Sabrina the 31st. It's going to be amazing. So I love you guys. And everybody have a great Monday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.